Hello and welcome to Nightcap, the bi-weekly web show where two friends unwind with the topics that are making us hot. My name is Richard Pucci, and this is my co-host, Joy. I'm a real live streamer, Nickens. Hello, Joy. How are you?
I am doing well.
Oh my gosh, look at all that hair.
Yes, I decided to take it out now because I've had it in for a minute. How are you?
Um, let's see. I'm doing pretty well. Life is crazy.
It's strange, isn't it?
You know what? I don't know if I told you this, but about a week ago, I was on my way to cutting some hair, and my friend called me up and was like, "Oh, by the way, my job is looking for a morning person. Would you be interested in working mornings with us?" And
Oh.
she said it's $11 an hour, and it'd be about 19 hours a week. And I was like, "Yes." So I went for the job interview. It's for activities for old people.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm gonna be like, calling bingo numbers and doing all that sort of stuff. I went in for the interview already. The boss made me dance because
Wow.
my friend was there for the interview, and she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, he can sing and dance." So she's like, would you like to dance for us?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I started tap dancing, and she's like, "Okay, now you have to sing." And I was like, singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. Don't know the rest of the words to the song, but I'm happy again. So I got the job, and then tomorrow I actually have to go in to fill some paperwork out, and then the first week of January will be in orientation. So that's about it with that. And then I got a really cool new microphone. That way I can sound a little bit more professional. And I'm listening to this through the microphone. That way I can hear exactly what it sounds like, how it's registering with the voice. So yes.
I mean,
I thought you had one.
I know I do. I was thinking of something else. There's because sometimes I might want to use that. Like, what if I use that for my iPad? So, like, I need one of them connectors, like the Apple connectors to connect that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have it at home, sitting doing nothing. I could be using it. So that's why I'm like, dang, I really need to get one of them things now. Dang it. All right, I'll put it on my Amazon list.
A dongle for an output for a USB microphone converter.
Yes.
All right.
Now. Dang it.
Well, I mean, from what I've sort of been testing it out, the audio quality is much tighter than just a regular sort of mic via the headset. And then Christmas was lovely. My sister-in-law got me a blender, which I made a wonderful beverage. It is part fruit cup, Starbucks fruit cup, part ice, part orange juice, and rum.
Ah, that sounds like a good combination of happy. A very lovely combination of happy, actually.
I'm so happy that I didn't wake up my mom when I put it on the. I just blended it right now. I was like, I was like,
she's like, what is that noise?
Oh yeah, no. That's about it. So, what about you? Christmas presents? Did you get anything?
I got a lot of Christmas presents, in my opinion. I can't even say a top favorite, but I do have a top favorite. Let me show you real quick.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
This is from my baby. My baby got me this.
Oh, look at the doggy. It's Nala.
Yes, it's very special because this is a left-handed notebook. and I, I'm left-handed, but there's not left-handed made. But this is custom designed to be a left-handed notebook. So I really, really can't wait to use this. I want to walk around and like be able to write stuff and just I just love it. I just think it's great. And I got a couple more notebooks like this, but they're smaller.
Yeah.
So that was my Christmas gifts. Um, I'm saying my baby, but yes, my SO or significant other, or
Mhm.
they know who they are. Um, they were busy, so I had a great Christmas. Had a great Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Spent a lot of it. I actually bought myself some video games too. So we've
Ooh.
been playing this one particular game called Fat Princess Adventures. So that's kind of been my Christmas season in the show. And then, spending it on my family and friends and stuff. So
Hmm.
oh yes.
Excellent. 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 I don't know if we have any viewers yet. It says one, but I think that's probably my screen has it up by accident.
Because it took me a minute for it to see that it was live. Like it
Yeah.
didn't pop up immediately, so I was just kind of like, I don't know
Mm.
if but I don't see anyone yet as of at the moment.
All right. So, of course, if you have any questions during the show, feel free to write them in. Me and Joy are open books, or she is soon to be an open book.
Yes.
So, feel free to write us in. We will answer them throughout the show. All right. So, since we've already touched up a little bit about the games, other than Fat Princess, did you want to mention any other bit about games? Like, what were some of the games on the list that you recently bought?
Okay, because the games luckily were on sale, and plus I had a 20% off in cart. I bought, and I actually also showed Rodney. He's not here yet, but I bought Outlast. I know, and
Woo!
I loaded it up, and I got scared. I was just like, I don't even want to. I'm so scared of playing the game already.
Mm.
I bought Dishonored, the Death, the third one with the black woman on the cover.
Okay, yeah.
Something about the Outsider, Death of the Outsider. I bought that one. Wow, it's a shame. I have a picture. I bought um What Happened to Edith Finch.
Mm.
I bought that. I haven't played. I again haven't played any of these games yet. But what happened to Edith Finch
Hmm.
and Dear Esther? I think that was another game that popped up. And the last one, I guess, was Fat Princess, right? Because I think
Okay.
I bought five.
All right. And
I'm
then
pretty
the only thing that you've gotten into thus far is Fat Princess.
I really wanted to play that. I mean, I've been wanting to play that game, buy it and play it for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
But another game I do want to get is Disc Jam. I don't know if
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's still available. But that's another multiplayer game that I would
Mm.
want like everybody, like all of us to play one day. So,
Oh, you know what?
yeah.
I okay. So I've been a terrible human, and over this past weekend, Friday the 13th had a new patch. So
I saw.
I have been like live streaming like nobody's business. I've been playing nonstop. Joy, you've seen the fact that every time that you come home at night, you see me for like hours on end playing it. Like
Yeah,
when
you're just on.
I've been playing nonstop. Like there was a one of my friends on the game. It's funny. He's like, man, you should really play Fortress. It's so good. He's like, you should play Fortress. It's a really good game, and I'm gonna have to. There's going to be an intervention on Tuesday for you with this game. Um, but it's a double XP weekend, so I think I was at level I think I was at level 85, and now I'm at 101, which used to be the cap, but now they moved the cap up to 150.
Oh,
So
sheesh. Oh, and
before it
that's on.
oh
Oh
Oh,
gosh. Matt, luckily, of course, obvious, amazing friend to the show, producer, creator of the theme song that we have played on Nightcap tonight. He said he came hours late to Christmas Eve dinner because he was playing Friday the 13th. Are you serious?
yeah.
Oh
I
my
was.
God.
Wait a second. And not only, wait a minute. It's true. That is exactly what happened. But the funny part is that I guess my brother or my mother proceeded to tell everybody at the Christmas Eve party the reason why I was late, and then I
Oh,
got shit on from every single person there.
they
It
were
was
like, that's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, no, no, no. The terrible part wasn't the fact that I was late because I was doing what I loved in life. The problem is that I was getting shit on from like every single out of all the people, half of them had something to. Oh man, that's terrible. Oh, must be a good game, huh? So I thought it was hilarious that I got like shit on from like a lot of people. I was like, and like I was like,
Like the Home
thanks,
Alone
mom.
kid.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. It was terrible. My family is horrible. All
He
right,
said, mom did. She threw you under the bus.
thanks, mom. Yeah,
Yo,
yeah. It's funny. My mother threw me under the bus a lot that evening. She said like it's funny when my watch cracked, I like joked around and I was like, "Oh yeah, I think the dog did it." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to pay to get it replaced." And then I was like,
what?
"No, the dog didn't do that. I don't know how it happened, but it wasn't the dog." And so when
Oh,
she like told that story there, I was like, "Mom." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And then she's like, "Yeah, I'm a crappy person." You know, like I'm a sucker. I'm like, "No, I'm the sucker because I told you the truth."
oh my God.
Oh, so yeah. And then also, I just went to the video game store today. So GameStop right now is having a sale, and it's buy two pre-owned games, get the third free. And while I was there, I saw that I was actually about to pick up Outlast, the trilogy, or the
The
yeah the
trilogy.
yeah. So it has Outlast, um, the Outlast game that has like Outlast, blah 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 blah, and then Outlast 2. And I was gonna pick up the trilogy as well as the Metal Gear Solid 5 definitive edition that has like Phantom Pain, Ground Zero, all the DLC, multiplayer. I was thinking about getting that, but they didn't have both of the pre-orders for that at that store, the store right next to
Mm.
my Starbucks. So Rodney, both of us were going to have Outlast, and then you can clip our photos together and then just try to figure out who is the biggest baby.
It's funny because as soon as he said Ronnie, he actually popped up. Like, and he said, "Hey." So Matt was like, before it was just like shame, and now Ronnie's here. So hey,
Merry Christmas, both of you. I saw
Merry
Matt.
Christmas.
Mm. So yes, so I'm trying to figure out what more to do. Which before we get off of games, did you finish Life is Strange 3?
No, I actually am going to do my best to play it maybe tomorrow
Okay.
because I I I want to record episode 2 and episode 3.
Hmm.
So I got to figure out like hopefully the streaming is good to do. But yeah, I want to finish it because I haven't. I've been saving it, and then remember. Okay, so before I couldn't figure out why I couldn't download it, and come to find out it's an add-on, and it took forever to download it on the system. So
Yeah.
once it's there, so I have to like re get into that emotion of
That because that's not just a game that you. It's not Fat Princess. It's not like every other like game back in the day. Like you have to. It's like reading a book. You just
yeah.
need to be back into that realm, that world. So,
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
So now I'm like, I have to get into that space of Life is Strange. And it's crazy because wait, No, I was supposed to be. It's crazy because I saw them at PlayStation Experience. I did not. Like, I did not see the Life is Strange people at PlayStation Experience. But I almost felt like I did. Yeah, I just want to. I want to be able to finish it, and then I also want to like actually play Life is Strange. Like since I have it sitting here, want to play it, but
Oh
I
yeah.
can't.
The only spoiler alert, the only thing I have to say is do you remember how at the end of the first episode it showed the door being knocked in? Like once you got out of the stats, it showed you a little cutscene. Um
I do remember that part, but
so yeah,
of course I wouldn't know.
yeah, there's a little cutscene. After you finish Life is Strange Before the Storm, the third episode, I would say instead of hitting the next button to go to the next and it would show you a small cutscene, I would suggest not doing that because
Just
it gives you minor, I would consider it a big spoiler dealing with the regular game. You might consider it light. You'd
mm,
still be like, oh well, I still really don't know, but I would just say don't watch that one section.
okay.
Let's see. All right, so some TV time, huh? What is
Yeah.
this? You finally watched Glow. What did you think?
I finally finished it and oh my gosh. I felt ways about it. I felt ways about it. I loved it in the way of I thought I was gonna just not like Ruth the whole time.
Mm,
And then eventually I was like, you know what? She is really out here for my heart. Like she really is trying, but dang, like she went through some stuff. Like really went through some stuff. I really thought I wasn't going to like the director the whole time. Ended up liking
love
him.
Mark Maron. Ugh,
He,
got
oh my gosh, he plays that man so well. Um, I'm trying to think of like my favorite, I guess in terms of wrestler, like woman wrestler. And I'm not sure if I have a particular favorite, but I do love their overall eternal struggle
Yeah.
and it made me really happy. Like, because again, like just because I saw the last episode not
Yeah.
that long ago, and I was just like, oh, like, mm. So I'm really happy, and I hope that they have a second season because I want to know like what
Oh,
else happens.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't. I think that would be a
Mhm.
huge upset. Um, I let's see. Oh my gosh, I loved the Queen, and probably one of
Yes,
the. She was a real wrestler named Karma.
really.
Yes, she's like an actual. She's an actual wrestler. So I've listened to some Mark Maron, the guy who plays the director.
Mhm.
He has a podcast, WTF,
Oh,
and he actually interviewed her during it. So it was like great to listen to them talk. And she was talking about her career, and she went over to Japan, um, and she did female wrestling there. So she actually has a wrestling background. I love that moment in Glow where um, the friend Liberty Bell, when like she was there at the actual wrestling match, and
yeah.
she's like thinking like this is so dumb, and she came from the world of like soap operas, and she's like sitting
Yes,
there and she's like watching it, and she's like, it's a soap opera, it's a soap, and then she's
I
and she
understand
started,
this.
yes, she totally got it, and
Mm.
that was a moment that I really loved from Glow. And I just, as a whole, I have nothing but love for that television show. I personally finished Search Party, which
Mhm.
was really awesome. I was going to fill it with spoilers, but I'm not because you guys should watch Search Party.
Yeah,
Um,
I would.
it,
Yeah.
it was so good. It ended the entire season was dealing with a specific issue, and the resolution for the issue came to a head, and it definitively ended all of the turmoil of the entire season, and it was just like a release.
Oh,
um
good.
yeah, that's a it's probably it for me as far as television is concerned. Do we have any feedback?
We do. Matt says Glow's awesome, so I'm very happy that he also watched the show too. Um, Ronnie said, I just watched the Netflix movie Bright with Will Smith. Also, Ronnie said, belated Merry Christmas. So,
Oh, thanks,
I
Rodney.
heard that that movie, but with Will Smith, sucked. But that's like Twitter and internet. Um, yeah, Matt is like, glow. That's our name. Women's wrestling
Wrestling
is our
is our
game.
game. If you think we're rough, that's tough.
That's okay because we're gonna beat you down anyway. But
Anyway, woo.
Matt said they will have a second season.
Mm,
Kia Stevens, Awesome Kong, aka Karma,
mm.
Sheila the She Wolf, which I do like her. I thought I was also going to like not like her, and she ended up being like really quirky and odd, but in a good way. And I was like, okay, I like you. Ronnie says, I remember Awesome Kong. Beastly, haha. Yep, she was scary. Check out Bright.
Mm.
I've never
All
heard of
right.
any of these women wrestlers or what they do.
Yeah, yeah. The Kia Stevens. That's the Welfare Queen's birth name, and
But
she was Awesome Kong and Karma. Depending on what like she was like Raw and then like ECW. Like she was in the two houses, but like the name that they go by is trademarked, which is why China, the wrestler named China, she once she left wrestling, she had to be known as China Doll because her name was trademarked with the company. They owned the name.
I feel that. I understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like when I haven't really seen wrestling like really watched it in many years, but when I was in it, I was like, oh my god, like this is amazing. Like it's still amazing, but I didn't know all of their names. Like I didn't know especially the women. Barely knew them. But now I'm like, dang, I really wish I could have, lived for that back in back in the day. Ooh, and then the twist, the twist at towards the end with the director and that
Oh,
girl,
with the girl. Yeah.
because I was of course, I would have never thought that that was what was happening because
Mm.
she was acting weird. But I'm happy that everything went the way it did. Like, I'm not trying to say spoilers either, but I was like, what? Like,
Yeah.
what? But there was just so many surprises. So I'm very glad that I was able to watch it. I'm glad that you guys watched it too. What? Oh, Matt wants to know, did she talk about her miscarriage on the podcast?
Yes, she did. She mentioned the fact that that after it happened, well, she said something about she signed up and she signed with one of the I think it was Raw, and she signed up with Raw, and then she found out that she was pregnant, and then she found out that she was having a miscarriage,
Yeah.
and she had that stint of and back I think it was when she was Karma, and it was like the happiest day of her life, and then she basically found out like, oh no, I can't wrestle right now, I'm pregnant. And then when she lost the baby, she was in such a dark place that she wasn't able to wrestle anyway, and she just needed to be able to mourn that
Oh my
mourn that
God.
loss, and they and she's she was as nice as she could be about the fact that they just pumped so much money into making her this persona and spending time and energy on her, and then she wasn't able to do anything with that.
Oh my God. Yeah, because I felt like that was how Liberty Bell was in a way. Where I was like, dang, man, like I mean, they're gonna put all this money into her, and then she don't even want to do it, but not in that same
No,
scenario.
no, yeah. But it's one of those things where it's the same thing with the music industry. People are often like, "Oh man, why do the companies sue the people? Why do the companies sue the people for money when they don't fulfill their contracts. And it's like, well, they just spent millions of dollars with PR to get that name out. And then you decided that you don't want to do, that record deal, or you don't think that that concert's good enough for you. And they're pumping all this money into you. So when you leave, you're not leaving with nothing. You now have public recognition, which was part of the gray area with Kesha, was because they had pumped all the money into her, even though she was in a really weird, situation where she was being taken advantage of. But you can't say that she didn't reap the benefits of the money that the PR had put towards it. That's like the weird gray area about probably public relations.
So I'm like, I don't ever want to be famous. I just want to be like well known, but not famous. Not like that. Like,
Yeah.
not like that. Matt said Glow was awful from the 80s. Watched a documentary on it, which I would.
It's on Netflix. I saw it already.
Really?
It's yeah. You get to um you know um the oh man, what's the character, like the big girl.
Oh, Machu Picchu?
Yeah, Machu Picchu.
I love her.
There's a character that is definitely based off of her, and she was like the heart of the show in the 80s. And it's during the documentary they also have a reunion, and it's the first Glow reunion ever. And that was actually really interesting to see. That
Like the
document.
Captain Planet of the Glorious Ladies of Wrestling?
Yeah. She was absolutely the heart of that. And they all said that. Yeah. Okay. I didn't see any movies this break, but you saw a good one, and I think it should be a nightcap shot. So if you want to introduce this and give yourself a wonderful review, I'm gonna be quiet for a few. And
Okay. Oh, that rhymed. I like that. So I watched The Last Jedi, which I did not have any, goals or intentions or visions set with that. I just figured, oh, it's the second part of the Force Awakens. All right, whatever. I saw the Force Awakens. I thought it was good. The Last Jedi I thought was great. I thought it was wonderfully shot. Um, what I loved the most was the inclusion of women. Not to say like there weren't women in Star Wars, so let's like get that out the way. But there were way more women on screen talking, and there were way more Black women and Asian American women than I had ever seen, like in space. Like besides Star Trek. Like I understand Star Trek. It's not like it wasn't there, but the main to me the main roles for The Last Jedi were of women. Like it was like of course like Luke Skywalker was there and Dameron and the Black Stormtrooper. I forgot his name already. I love him though. Great dude. I just can't remember his name in the thing. But Ray, Daisy Ridley, like her character, it was she was great, but I feel like I forgot her name, but the woman who played the Asian American on screen, I'm sorry, she didn't play the Asian American on screen. She's Asian American. Jesus Christ, she's Asian American. I think her name is Kelly Marie Tran or Kelly Marie Tran. Her character stole the show to me, because it started off being all crazy, and like there was stuff happening in war, and oh my god, and I want to say the rebellion, but it's the resistance. So I was like, oh my god, like I want to be part of the resistance. Like this is so great. Let me see. Oh yeah, we still what's it? Kelly Marie Tran. There we go, Kelly Marie Tran. So her character stole the show for me, because when I first saw women running around in the cockpit. Also, side note, remember Scream Queens? Remember the dumb one, the one that had the head? She had like earmuffs. She was like part of the Oh my god, she's part of the sorority.
Yeah. Do you know who her mom is?
I forgot, but I know that her mom is famous.
Her mom is Princess Leia.
Oh, that was her mom. Okay. Because I was like, wait a minute. So and rest in peace, Carrie Fisher did an amazing job. I loved her role the entire. Obviously, she's Princess Leia, but our General Leia. But like her role the whole time in the movie, she was great. She was great. She's spectacular. But she was in the movie, and I was like, oh my god, that's the girl from Scream Queens. Like, oh, she's so funny. But she was very serious in the movie, very serious. So, I like the direction that it went this time. I like that Luke Skywalker was basically not your sensei. He just wanted nothing to do with anything. Spoilers alert, spoilers. Um and then even how things were going in terms of like the evil, because they made it funny. It wasn't as I mean, I guess with other Star Wars movies, it was like there's usually very serious tones. This one had like a lot of comedy in it,
Okay.
a lot of funny moments, a
Did
lot
it
of lightheartedness.
did it take away from the mood of the movie?
No, not at all. And it wasn't anything where I was like, oh my God, this is inappropriate. It was more like, okay, I see what you guys are doing, and this is evil. And, they want to make sure that we know the difference between good and evil,
Yeah.
but also that there is really no such thing because everyone's trying to do what they think is right, games, but realize all
Yeah.
of this is nonsense.
Yeah.
But overall, I really, really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that they made it. And I don't think that adding women or adding, women of color or making them talk took away from Star Wars at all. Like, I think it made it way better, and that it helped to see that representation on screen. And of course, we have a long way to go. Like, it's not over, but and just because I mentioned the women does not mean that the men didn't do a great job.
Okay.
Everybody was fine. It was I'm trying to think of the one part where I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't like Poe for like a hot minute. And Kylo Ren. Oh, Kylo Ren. I wanted to like him, and I was gonna like him for 2 seconds. Like, I really was like, oh man, he's gonna pull through. And then he
No.
didn't. And then I hated him again. And I was like, ah, oh, yeah, you are a whiny baby. Like, you are just. I'm censoring myself, but either way, if you want to hear more, I'm trying to upload the review I actually made on
Oh
YouTube.
my gosh, no.
I know. I
So
keep.
so wait a second. So wait a second. So this will be just a little bite size, and then I'll put a link to your actual one
Yeah, I haven't
in the
uploaded
little.
it yet. I'm
Okay.
trying. It's
No, no,
just
no. I will when it happens.
it just takes forever. Like, as of right now to load. I gotta go somewhere and like upload it or something
All
like that.
right.
If it's
So
that long.
so that's it because
Yeah.
you're gonna get a real
Um.
one.
At some point, yes. Um. Matt said. Oh, okay. Well, Rodney said I watched it too. Um, Ro- Matt said, I didn't watch The Last Jedi and don't want spoilers, so I muted it. Give me a visual peace sign when you're done talking about it. Okay, visual peace sign. Ronnie said, was a bit disappointed.
Oh.
I did not like the direction it went. I definitely like some of the battle scenes, though. Yeah, I love the diversity of characters, too.
Oh. Look at that.
Oh, that's okay. I
Well,
I, I liked
well,
it.
I feel like no matter what, the problem about continuing any sort of trilogy years later is the taste of the culture sort of changes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
no matter what sort of fan service, so if you want to have the craziness of the stupid Jar Jar Binks, um, or
Mm-hmm.
if you want to change the tonality of something, and this goes with like any sort of thing. So if they made Hocus Pocus 2, which they said they were going to do and they didn't,
Mm-hmm.
years later, revisiting sort of that sort of thing, it changes the original, trilogy. And in doing that, in doing that, you're going to, upset people or make them happy, So it's just one of those crazy things that it doesn't matter what you do. Um, I mean, I know I'm not a big Star Wars person, but I've read some of the stuff about it before, and it's very interesting. Like certain things that were canon, like they had an entire book series, and those books were considered canon. And then once
Mm.
Disney took over, those books were no longer considered canon. They're now fan fiction. Um,
Uh,
and
uh,
in the book series, they I've read a thing about it, you know oh, is it a religion, or can it just be a fate based thing, being a Jedi? And it was very interesting because they had so many books, they were able to elaborate and take different paths, but that was no longer considered canon anymore, even though at
uh,
one point under LucasArts, when it wasn't connected to Disney, it was considered canon. So it's very interesting how when mergers happen, they take different directions.
yeah,
Um,
they addressed that in the movie too, and I thought that was odd because I was like, wait, I thought
no
Jedi.
spoilers, no spoilers.
I know, and I'm sorry because Matt did say, "Okay, I'm back," and then
Okay.
he said he wants to go watch it. Want to go watch it this week? Want to go watch it this week, Ricky? Matt is asking. Um, and
Yeah,
then
I love Star Wars. I During episode 3, I didn't fall asleep when I tried watching it.
no, I think I did at some point. I
No,
didn't watch
I
all
did.
of them.
I fell asleep during it. I watched the Force Awakens, but I that was in 3D,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
so like I stayed up for it.
I
Maybe.
liked The Last Jedi more than I liked The Force Awakens. At this, like, for not just because it's fresh in my mind, but because there are certain I think either you said or Rodney said there's certain scenes in that movie that I was like, damn, like it went so well. This movie made me want to be part of the resistance. Like,
Oh, look at you.
and I never said that before, so resistance.
And
What it
and
is.
Matt, if it's something that you really really want to do, I'll go see it with you. It'll be
Oh,
like one of those brother things that like when he went with me to the Dresden Doll show.
oh,
It'll be
I'm gonna
one.
go help your brother.
He just wants to like get out of the house, probably.
Hey, isn't that what we all want to do at the end of the day?
uh,
Get out of the house. Like,
no, oh my gosh, absolutely.
that'd be nice. But I think it was great. But again, like just a couple, maybe an hour or whatever ago, somebody on my Facebook was like, Jumanji, twice as better as Star Wars. So I actually want to also see Jumanji just to see just to see it.
Really?
I know I actually do want to watch Jumanji. Like I don't know when I'm gonna watch Jumanji, but I just like saying the word Jumanji. I would hope that we could watch that too. Oh, Matt said Dresden Dolls was fun for me too.
Oh, look, he's like a a he's like a really good loving brother.
Hmm. Not all of us can
Excellent.
say the same, so
Aww. Let's see. It's getting close to that time. Um, I'm guessing we probably didn't have any random questions, so I'm gonna do a random question for everybody, and that
yeah.
is,
Go ahead.
what was your favorite Christmas present ever?
Ever? Who? I'm sure I'm gonna have very conflicting emotions after this, but right off the top of my head, it's the Talk Boy. My mom and somebody, I don't know why, I don't know how, but I can't remember how old I was, probably 10 or in between those stages. And my parents bought me the actual Talkboy device that Kevin McAllister used in Home Alone 2, Lost in New
Mm-hmm.
York. And I have never been so enamored by a device since the iPod. Like it's I still talk about it. I think I talked about it earlier this year. I went to a comic book store and I was just like, "Oh my god, do you have the Talkboy?" Because this thing, I think America really missed it. Like I don't think we spent enough time talking about this toy. And I think that was one of my favorite. I could have sworn to you I was going to be a spy. Like I would record anime theme songs on this thing. I would record Cartoon Network Toonami theme songs on this. Like I think that was probably one of my just the joy it gave me in my little heart. So yeah, look that up, y'all. If y'all don't know what the Talk Boy is by Tiger Electronics.
Fun fact:
Yeah.
the Talk Girl was featured in the last two episodes of Search Party season 2.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Shut
No, no,
up.
no. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's the tie-in is really funny. Let's see.
What about yours? What was your favorite Christmas present
Uh,
ever?
ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I think I'm supposed to say when I got a dog, except for the dog was a butthead and he ended up having to get put down because he bit too many people. So I'm not saying Dexter.
Mm.
Um, you know what? I was really happy. I was really happy. You know what? One of the things that really sticks out for me, and I don't know why, but when I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, I broke a lamp, and I was rolling duct tape on the floor, and it knocked into a um a table. It knocked into a table, and it fell. And then for Christmas that year, I asked Santa for a lamp to replace it, and that's what Santa got.
So
And
it was
Santa got two lamps for me, for my mom. And that same year I got a gingerbread house, which I really loved. But I remember I was so amazed that Santa got that.
wow. I mean, I because it wasn't really a present for you. It was more of a
No,
present for the house. Like,
no, but it was for me because I broke my mom's lamp. Like it shattered.
so you want it, but it's not the fact that you wanted a lamp for yourself. You
No.
wanted it because you broke it.
Yes, because like the guilt. I mean, like I could say like the Game Boy that I got with Mulan and Game Boy camera. I could say that, but like that's like one of those things that like I remember like being so happy that we got the lamp for the living room, and it was a set of two. So yeah, probably I would probably say that.
I wasn't allowed to believe in Santa, so I don't know
No,
what that's.
Santa's amazing. I was 14.
I don't know what that's
I was
like.
14 when I stopped. Okay.
Oh no, I think like I understood what Santa was about, but my dad was like, "No, we're not gonna do that because we're not gonna say that we're gonna have this." Oh, and I'm saying this in the most polite way possible. Obese. What's the word for white?
Caucasian.
There you go. We're not gonna have this obese Caucasian man intruding in our house, giving my children presents. No.
I
You
get
need to know who bought these presents. None of us celebrated Santa. Like there was never a Santa on boxes. It was just it always said mom and dad, and I was like, my parents had money. Like at one at every point before Christmas, there was a point. I'm sorry, how do I say this? I knew Christmas was happening because my parents would drop us off at my grandparents' house. Like we would just
mm,
go to Eatontown,
yeah,
like, and we would hang out there.
because they needed their space.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I knew it wasn't Santa. I just knew that there was a certain point of the year. I mean, we would go over my grandparents'
Yeah.
house like other times too, but there'd be this one particular time where we would just be gone and left there for days, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, Christmas is happening. Christmas must be happening because
Yeah.
like we're gonna get presents or something. So, yeah, we weren't really. I say not say allowed. Like my dad is some like
No,
sacrilegious,
no,
angry black man, but we just never had.
it
There
wasn't
was no.
part of your culture, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
there was never a Santa. It was
Yeah.
just like no mom, dad, auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, Uncle Brian down the street, like whoever. Excuse me.
Oh,
Um, uh, the power bottoms were ridiculous. Ronnie says, "Go with your brother, Ricky." Haha. What was the question? Matt said from Home Alone 2, best Christmas present ever. Ronnie said, ah, okay. Matt said, I got N64 for Christmas. It was used in the water race. 64 had dirty names, fat ass, and small tits.
oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yes, it was.
What?
It was the one guy. So we had Wave Race 64, and I guess, and I believed that there were naughty elves that played it because their names were like. It was like the one guy was like fat, and his name was Fat Ass, and the lady was the lady's name was Big Nipple.
What?
because her chest, so like she had like a big chest and then she had like these two targets, so it was like a white chest plate and then she had like two white circles and it was supposed to be a
Oh.
pattern, but they named her Big Nipple, and then my mom was like, oh, just change it. So we were supposed to change it, but she was always Big Nipple.
What the hell? I'm
Wave
done.
race.
I'm
Yeah,
done. He
the naughty
said,
elves, and I believe there were naughty elves that played it.
oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. And they were like, let's just release this back out into the wild for
Oh yeah.
Christmas. And some unsuspecting family is going to get this game and they're going to talk about it on a web show
Oh yeah.
many years from now.
Big Nipple.
Matt said, Dexter loved me.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie said, my favorite ever was when my dad gave me a Nintendo console after I cried during the Christmas play I was in.
Oh,
Baby Ronnie, you were in a play, and then wait, what? Wait, there's so much about you, Ronnie, that I'm just like, what?
oh.
Oh my god. Matt said I should have said my guitar.
I brought it in from the snow. I remember that when they shipped it outside, and I like ran outside and I grabbed it, and it was snowing, and I put it in the back, and then my mom was like, "No, he like ordered it online." I was like, "Oh,
Oh. So he knew it was coming.
yeah."
Oh my god. Ronnie said I was. Oh my gosh. Ronnie said I was a California raisin and I forgot one of my lines and started crying.
Oh, poor baby Rodney. I know what
Ronnie,
that's
you're
like.
so cute. Oh my gosh. Matt said, but remember, she got 2 lamps instead of one. You only
Mhm.
asked for one. She used your Santa presents for her own lamps. My, which I was like, wait, what? And then Matt said, my daughter thinks Santa brings the presents from the basement to under the tree because she knows we wrap them.
Stop it.
Your daughter's smart as hell, and I appreciate that.
No, Julie is so smart, but it's fantastic. I love that kid. I love that
He's
kid.
like, I don't play this nonsense. What is this? What is
No, but like Santa comes and he brings them downstairs in the basement, and then it's mommy and daddy's job to wrap them.
word?
You know what? You know what I've realized? You believe as much as you want to believe. And that's with everything in life. You believe as much as you want to believe. Some people might have been 14 years old. Oh, Chris, hey!
Oh, word, you can see him? You can see it too?
Yeah, I put up the chat. I didn't want to say it.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say, I just want to make sure that we both know that we're looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I didn't know that guitar was coming in the mail. You forgot the words to My Heart Will Go On. You forgot the words?
No, I did not. It was Mary Did You Know? And that was when I was 8 years old. I had a solo for a song called Mary Did You Know at church, and I forgot a whole verse, or I forgot a whole like 2 verses, and it just looked like I was really into it, and then I continued on with it. And everybody was like, "Oh, you got so swept up into it," and I was like, "So yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, Rodney. I forgot the words to a song, and you missed out, Chris. This was a fantastic episode, and unfortunately, we got to sign off soon."
Yeah. You guys are just really interesting people. Like, I'm so happy.
See, that's why Question Corner is important. It's one of the most important parts of Nightcap. I'm going to have fun with my activities job.
Activities job. Yeah.
With my activity.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Joy is still doing her other job.
Yes.
Being a
hopefully
businesswoman for now.
Well, since like literally, we moved locations, so.
Oh, never
if you
mind.
see me on PSN tomorrow, I'm still getting paid. Like.
Okay.
So, you know, we'll see what we're gonna do, but hopefully we can play Friday the 13th. Like.
Yes, you. I just saw it. That'll be one of the things that if I like buy 2 games, I'll get the third free. And I'll have it be like Friday the 13th. Either that or I'll just buy it for you.
I have no problem with us like exchanging gifts and games and stuff.
No, that doesn't even matter. You've been doing Nightcap for like 2.5 years. Yes. So that is Joy Infinity, and she has an amazing review on The Last Jedi, and that's going to be coming out shortly. For all of you people, in case you didn't know, I've been making Nightcap shots, and they're just little snippets from the show that if you want to post on your Facebook feed or anything like that, that'd be good. They're little bite-sized shots that are easy to go down, and it's not like a huge, big, long thing, and it'll be about a specific section of the show.
And hella active, so I need to be more hella active on my Facebook and stuff too, because I've seen some of the links.
Yes, that's on our Facebook.
Please like us, y'all. Share.
Oh yeah. You know what? All these people, they like us already, so we must be doing something good. Thank you so much. Follow her at Joy Infinity. My name is Chocolate Moxie, and Nightcap _show on Twitter. Yes, Richard Pucci. And then here's a wonderful score that we have by Matthew Pucci that does not cost us any royalties. So we're going to leave with you on that. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew Pucci, Mr. Rodney W., and Mr. Chris M. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Bye, y'all. These are fingers. This is a double. This is not the middle. This is just this one.
Thanks for watching.
Meet me here. Check us out. Hopefully. Oh my God, 2018.
Yeah! Watch those balls drop.
Watch those balls drop.